Well, Bitcoin acting much better today, in part to a tweet from Elon Musk stating that when the conditions are right, Tesla will resume allowing transactions. Meanwhile, the chart, folks, it looks absolutely great. It pulled back from a perfect head and shoulders formation, typically bearish. It's formed a bottom here, and now it's pressing up against a major resistance point. I'd like to welcome to the show CoinShares Chief Strategy Officer, Meltem Demirors. And Meltem, first let's start with an article that you put out today, your firm, titled Outflows Cool This Week. Have we reached peak bearishness? Now, there were $286 million in outflows in cryptos since mid-May. So the question I'll ask you, is it over? Is the bearishness over?
That's a great question and great to be on the show today. Look, I think the bullish news over the last week has really been MicroStrategy raising an oversubscribed $500 million corporate bond offering, which they will use to buy Bitcoin. That buying is expected to start in the late hours tonight, going on throughout the week. So I think we're seeing more buy pressure in the market. And obviously, over the last few weeks, we've seen a lot of negative and concerning news that has turned out to be fairly immaterial. And so I think sentiment is looking really good. Demand's looking really good. Volatility is back, but unfortunately, we're still not seeing a lot of leverage, not seeing a lot of open interest in the derivatives market. So we have yet to see if the traders will come back, and they're really the lifeblood of this market.
The traders, you mean professional traders or individual traders?
That's a great question. We do see a lot of spot volume, and actually retail volume reached an all-time high in late May. We saw a lot of activity on retail-oriented platforms, primarily in the spot market, but the majority of crypto trading volume today actually happens on the derivatives side. And so at CoinShares, we trade 10 billion a quarter. Typically, trading is a big part of our business, as well as exchange-traded products. But really where we're looking is sentiment from traders. They tend to position around volatility. So once we see volumes coming back on the trading side, that's when we'll know the market's back.
Well, just me wearing my technician's hat, if Bitcoin gets to 41,000, get ready for a lot of action. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I want your thoughts on the millennial president of El Salvador, who obviously gets it. His country, the first to adopt Bitcoin as legal currency. Just what does it mean? What does it open up in your mind?
Yeah, and it's absolutely such an interesting milestone for the Bitcoin ecosystem. Look, at the end of the day, the people of El Salvador, right, have historically had an economy that's pegged to the US dollar. This recognition of Bitcoin as legal tender and as the country's chosen currency is a huge signal. Obviously, the IMF responded immediately to El Salvador and said it wants to discuss this topic urgently. But I think what we'll see more and more is countries and economies around the world that are looking to align themselves with this new market. Crypto market cap today, $1.7 trillion. Over the last 365 days, trillions of dollars of economic value moving across the Bitcoin network and the Ethereum network. This is real, it's substantial, it's sizable. So we're gonna see more and more economies, particularly in emerging markets, looking to align themselves with this growing currency movement. It's really exciting, but also it's gonna come with some fireworks, as you said.
I got just 30 seconds. Let me squeeze it in if you can. You just talked about all these other countries either adopting a form of crypto, their own digital currency. There's a good piece in FT about the loss of privacy. Is that something individuals need to consider as these countries try to elbow their way into this game?
Absolutely. Central bank digital currencies are the antithesis or the opposite of cryptocurrencies. That is about control, surveillance money. Cryptocurrencies, and particularly Bitcoin, is really attempting to achieve something totally different. So buyer beware. Just know that dollars on a blockchain is not the same as a Bitcoin. Both super useful, but very different value propositions, and the market's certainly pricing it that way.
Meltem, great stuff as usual. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Now I want to bring in from Defiance ETF, their CIO, Sylvia Jablonski. And Sylvia, your thoughts on Bitcoin and crypto here?
Yeah, so I thought that it was really interesting that Bitcoin sort of rallied in the last 24 hours. It's up 14%. Part of that is on Elon Musk's tweet that if it becomes 50% environmentally safe, let's call it, that Tesla would start taking Bitcoin as a currency again. And then you had Paul Tudor Jones this morning saying that he's got 5% allocated to cryptocurrency, to Bitcoin as a diversifier. I've always been bullish on cryptocurrency. I remain bullish on Bitcoin. I think, you made the comment, if we hit 41,000, watch out. That is my view. I think if we, start getting into 41, 42,000 this week, it's going to go upwards. And then any kind of information that comes out in terms of potential solutions for making it more environmentally safe and viable, I think will continue to propel the currency. So in El Salvador, you have the geothermal, alternative energy. The Norwegians have hydroelectric energy. If we come up with something here, I think that actually propels the currency forward further.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, we know it's going to happen. We don't know how or when, but I bet you it happens sooner rather than later. And since you mentioned, how bullish you are on it, there's a small outfit that's now offering 401ks where you can actually have exposure to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Is that smart for viewers watching this show? I mean, again, as a long-term investment, it would seem to me you would want a percentage of your investment in there. I don't know what it would be, but you want some exposure long-term, no?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think especially if you're, just starting out in the industry and you're just starting your first 401k plan, I mean, this is the payment of the future. This is, blockchain, digital currencies are, I'm convinced, going to be the way of the future. And, having the opportunity to put 5% of your income there now should pay off in the long run. I wouldn't advise an investor who's super conservative or just about to retire or, just uncomfortable with the volatility and then the impact of tweets and things like that on the price of the asset to invest. It's not for everyone, but I think for, people looking in their retirement plans with a long-term view, it's certainly worth taking a gander on more volatile assets. And in my mind, it's become more interesting than gold. I realize it's not as stable, but I think it's more interesting as an investment.
Although I will say to the older folks, it's probably going to be a lot more exciting trading it than it will be playing shuffleboard at the old folks' home. Less than a minute to go. Let me get to one of your ETFs. The quantum computing story, I absolutely love it. And you've got so many interesting names there. What's the latest?
Yeah, so the latest on this has been rallying as of late. We've seen the recovery in some of the tech and growth names since last Friday. And I think with the 10-year getting, kind of put down, and then the inflation number didn't seem to impact the market all that much. So it has rallied in the last few days. The idea here is, the future of computing, it's machine learning, it's solving equations and probabilities to come out with more efficient outcomes for the medical field, for defense, for driverless cars, and for AI. So it's really the way we're going to think and innovate in terms of machine learning in the future.
And it's so hard to get exposure to those names with traditional big equity indices. Sylvia, thank you very much. Always appreciate it.